Good morning to the esteemed dignitaries, respected faculty members, and dear Christites. A warm welcome to all of you to another edition of Let's Talk, an initiative by the Office of Alumni Engagement. Let's Talk goes beyond just hosting talks. It creates a space for meaningful conversations and shared learning. At Christ University, we believe that education is more than what we learn in classrooms. It's also about hearing from those who once walked these very halls and whose journeys can guide and inspire us, our alumni. Today's session focuses on the theme that touches all our lives, digital awareness. As technology becomes an inseparable part of our lives, so does the need to protect ourselves in it. And who better to guide us than someone who has been actively working on the front lines of cybersecurity and digital risk? I am Kanakrara, your MC for today, and I take immense pleasure in formally welcoming our distinguished guest speaker for today, Ms. Chhavi Lamba. We are truly honored to have ma'am back at her alma mater today. I would also like to extend a warm welcome to Brigadier B.G. Jagdish, Director of Office of Alumni Engagement, Mr. Rishikesh KV, Associate Director of Office of Alumni Engagement, Ms. Ranju Matthew, Faculty Coordinator, Office of Alumni Engagement, and Ms. Celestina Raj, Faculty Coordinator of Training for Career and Life Skills. To set the tone for today's session, I now take the honor of inviting the guiding force behind this initiative, Brigadier B.G. Jagdish, to address the gathering.
Ms. Chhavi Lamba, Ms. Ranju Matthews, Ms. Celestina, dear students. So, as I was already telling you about the Let's Talk series, so this is one of the events of the alumni engagement we do. Let's Talk, it is for leadership, entrepreneurship, technology and sustainability. This is the full form of Let's Talk series. So we had this talks last year and it was very well received, and it is in a podcast series, like we save it for posterity, and the programs which benefits from this, it is there for the students to keep seeing it and learning from it. So I welcome Ms. Chhavi Lamba, who is an alumni from the 2015 BCom batch, and I being an alumni from the 83 batch from science stream. I have a pleasure of welcoming another alumni to this alma mater to give back something to the students. So it feels really good when we come and interact with the students, and that's why I'm part of this university here now. So Ms. Ranju Matthew is also an alumni from which batch you are? 2013 batch. Yeah, that's right. So this is going to be a very engaging session. So pay a lot of attention, ask a lot of questions, because she's an expert in this field, in this financial fraud and anti-crime subject. I am not too good at that. Even I have got duped once in one of this one by some known person. Yeah, so that it happens to most of us, and something we are looking for some fast break, or sometimes you're looking for something and they lure you into that. So it happens. So she'll tell you all those nitty-gritties of how it happens, how to avoid it, and what has to be done. And then people who are interested in this field, of course, they can contact her later and take things forward. I would like to tell you, ma'am, we also have one in the DPS department. This anti-financial crime is being taught. So yeah, after this we can even go and meet the director there. Yeah, and we can take it forward. So, and I thank Ms. Ranju Matthew, Ms. Celestina, and the student volunteers who are the main force behind organizing all these events. They take a lot of interest and a lot of passion in organizing such events here. So I congratulate them, and so that it benefit all the students. So take a lot of interest, and over to Ms. Chhavi Lamba without wasting much time. Please, welcome here.
Hi everyone. Firstly, thank you so much, sir, for such a warm welcome. And today's session is going to be a bit informal. We are going to make it very engaging. So whatever aspects you guys want to, discuss, let it be about social media, let it be about your career, let it be any, dating websites, because that's where a lot of scams are happening. And we'll be talking about each and every aspect. And if there is anything you would like to ask me, even while I'm speaking, please feel free to go ahead and ask the question so that we can, move in continuation.
To begin the panel discussion, I now invite our moderator, Neeja Shivakumar from 5 BCom Strategic Finance to take the stage and facilitate the conversation. It is truly an honor to introduce our guest speaker for today, Ms. Chhavi Lamba. Ms. Chhavi is a proud alumna of Christ deemed to be University, graduating with BCom honors in the class of 2015. She is a well-known expert in fraud, risk and compliance with over 9 years of experience in protecting digital payments and fighting online fraud. She currently works at Director24, where she designs security strategies that keep businesses and customers safe. Ma'am is also the author of the internationally recognized book, Scamistan, How India's Cybercrime Industry Scripts Digital Chaos. The book uncovers real stories behind online scams, from fake job offers to deepfake frauds. Ma'am also shares her insights through a newsletter, Fraudbusters Chronicles, where she explains frauds in a way that is clear, practical, and insightful. What makes Ma'am truly stand out is not just her knowledge, but her care for people. She doesn't only look at scams from a technical point of view, but tells the stories of the victims and helps us all learn how to stay strong and alert on the internet. So let us all put our hands together and welcome her back to her alma mater, someone we're truly proud to call our own, Ms. Chhavi Lamba.
Good morning, everyone. I hope I'm audible. Good morning, ma'am. I'm glad to have you here today. So to start off this session, a question that intrigues us all. Could you walk us through your journey from graduating Christ?
Absolutely. So my journey has been a bit interesting. Never knew about this whole FinCam profile. Never wanted to get into it. I thought I'd either get into finance with GS or something, or probably into marketing. I got placed through Christ College, and a very unfortunate incident happened over there. So the company I got placed with, within the first 15 days, asked me to hide a fraud, a financial fraud. They needed my signature on certain documents, verifying that the company exists in reality. So it's a very big, group of businesses based out of Kerala. They own hospitals, they own schools, not naming things, but most of you have understood who they are. They had 10, entities on paper, 9 in reality. So it was a nice 10 crore fraud. And back when I graduated 2015, a lot of things regarding the Satyam scam, a lot of other things were going on. So no one wanted to risk their credentials. I walked out of that company. They tried stopping me. They said they wouldn't let me leave, without signing those documents and approving the verification. I just walked off. I never got the salary for it. My friends were working with Furlenco. So I asked for a referral. I wanted to join something. And I joined in a completely different field. But 3 months into the company, they lost about 75 lakhs in a fraud. So no matter, how much ever I tried, somehow instances kept pushing me towards the field. I launched the KYC procedure for them, and that's when I got to know that, e-commerce is just a very small part of it. There's a huge plethora of, opportunities available within the banking industry, within technology, and I started my journey like that. So I moved to multiple different companies. Till now I worked with 4 different companies in industries like e-commerce, banking, payment processing, as well as consulting. So the experience has been really amazing. And to be honest, if you guys want to pursue this field, please don't think that it's going to be a 9 to 5. It's never a 9 to 5. In any corporate, it's never 9 to 5. Probably for the first 2 years, you might enjoy that. But, I've worked night shifts. For 8 years, I was working night shifts. By night shifts, I mean I've logged in at 1:45 in the morning till 11 in the morning. So, when you're joining such fields, you have to be, okay with such timings. But my journey has been really, really amazing. I wouldn't trade it for any other field.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We're really happy to hear about your journey. I would like to move on to the next question. How would you describe cybersecurity and its importance in this generation?
So before we get into that, do any of you want to answer this question? What does cybersecurity mean to you guys? Can we have a mic for them? Anyone? Just in layman term, what do you guys think of cybersecurity? What could it be?
Basically, it means production of data. So there is a huge volume of data in various different servers and different computers and stuff. So cybersecurity is basically protection of data so that there aren't any data breaches. So I would like to explain this with an example. Say there is a bank and it has all the details of their customers, their bank account details and or everything. So cybersecurity is just putting controls in place so that there doesn't exist any data breaches of the customer information.
Absolutely right. So like he said, cybersecurity is nothing but making sure, your data is protected, not just your data. When you're talking about, personal use, yes, all your PII has to be, completely protected. Apart from that, when we're talking about businesses, what happens is businesses have different data available in different servers, like you said. They're using multiple different vendors. It's not just your own business data. Whoever is dealing with you, you have their data as well. And that's when the real complication starts. How does data sharing occur? What kind of aspects do we protect and from what? And with the current advancements that we are seeing, so in the last 10 years in this industry, every week I see a new thing coming up, a new fraud pattern coming up. As and when there's a new advancement, technology is getting advanced. With that, fraudsters are also, getting even smarter. So right now there is a service called Fraud as a Service. For $39 per month, you can, make unlimited deepfake videos. For $29 a month, you can go ahead and not just change your location, but also get fake phone numbers, verified email IDs. For your people usually do this for synthetic ID fraud. Companies have to deal with a lot of such things. And cybersecurity is not just important for business, but also for your personal data. How many of you like posting on social media? Just a social number. Now hands are getting raised. All the influencers out there, or even anyone who is using social media, you have to be very careful what you're putting out there. So for banks, usually the verification goes like your name and your date of birth. So sorry. Your name and your date of birth. Is that not available on Facebook? Is that not available on LinkedIn? So, there are certain aspects we as individuals also have to take care of when it comes to, protecting our own personal data. So, cybersecurity would work on multiple different levels, and we will be discussing those levels in detail later on.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Do you think that people underestimate the impact of cybersecurity in daily lives?
Absolutely. So, just how I was giving an example. We don't care what we are putting up on social media. We want to be the one who's making everyone jealous. Our stories have to have lots of views, We like, we want to get likes on our post and things like that. But every vacation picture you're putting up, you're giving them another data point about you. Every post that you tag your friends with or something, they get to know who your contacts are. And these kind of data points are always being used. So right now, if you see, on Instagram, every time you're viewing someone's story, in between an ad would come up. It could be anything related to what you like. For me, they give me a lot of like webinar links and things like that. So they would want me to register for my for a webinar. These are not real companies. You're not going to get anything. They may give you some data to download, but all they are doing is trying to get your personal information. And we have to keep in mind that our country is not that strong when it comes to data protection. Other countries have GDPR. We don't have that, so we are at a loss. But we have one beautiful thing right now that is right to be forgotten. So people don't use much of it in India. This came up in 2020. So Association of Certified Crime Specialists did a global project wherein you can delete your personal data, including your pictures, which is very important. We all have, we may have shared things which we don't want out there on cloud. So you have an option to either get it deleted by Google directly from the paste bins, or you can go ahead and delete it yourselves. The reason why this is necessary is because paste bins have a lot of data, and Google does not spend much on the paste bin cybersecurity. So these data packets are being sold on dark web for $50,000, 50,000 Indian rupees right now. You can get about phone number and email ID for 20,000 people. So that's the value of your data, and just keep that in mind always.
I think none of us knew about this option earlier. Thank you, ma'am, for sharing that with us today. None of us think further how much an Instagram post can affect our lives, and you have given this perspective that we usually don't think of. So thank you so much for that, ma'am.
My pleasure.
As I move on to the next question, what are some of the most common myths that you have seen about cybersecurity that people have?
Okay, so anyone wants to volunteer to name some myths like this? No one? Okay, one of the myths, the very common ones, is people say that even if you don't click on a link, they were saying this from past 4 years ago. Even if you don't click on a link and the message still stays in your device, you can go ahead and still get compromised. That is not at all true. There may be such emails or messages, text messages with such links. Until and unless you click on them, they cannot do anything. However, there's a new malware that has come up, wherein if similar things are there on WhatsApp, you don't need to click on that image. As soon as the chat is open once, or even if you just go ahead and view it, if it's on your system for more than 48 hours, it can compromise your whole device, including your complete bank data. And this case came up in Delhi. Currently, our National Cybercrime Unit is looking at it, but they don't have a workaround for this malware right now. So this is one myth. Second myth is, I know we have to be careful of things, but it's not necessary that the kind of things we have to follow on LinkedIn are the same as we have to follow on social media like Instagram or TikTok. So if a celebrity is trying to reach out to you on Instagram, TikTok, kind of suspicious, right? If a company's CEO or someone is reaching out to you, obviously you have to do your due diligence. You have to see their profile. You have to see if they work for the right company, what kind of profile it is, how established it is. By established, I mean how long back it was created. Don't be so extra cautious on LinkedIn, because sometimes it's just about job offers or internships. So keep that in mind.
Thank you, ma'am. The next question I would like to ask you is, as technology advances, what potential cybersecurity challenges do you think we will face?
there are multiple challenges that we will face, and currently also we are facing a lot of challenges. So right now, for a company to prevent any kind of scam from happening for their customers, even they have to invest a lot in their technologies, in their verifications, to go ahead and prevent that from happening. So even if, let's say, someone scams me, my bank still has to have enough controls, right? So that their systems can guess it's a scam, it's an unauthorized payment. Indian banks do not have that. We do not spend on fraud, compliance, and cybersecurity. For us, the budget really goes in risk, which is, again, a good thing, very necessary thing. But the more you spend on, a good fraud budget, the more, less losses you will have. So, with like this being a big challenge, because budget is a big constraint for all of us. Second thing is technology keeps changing. Now, like I was saying, for $39, you have fraud as a service. You can make, fake IDs, you can make, deep fake videos and things like that. Now, for any institution or even an individual to, have all the measures in place is quite difficult. So you need to be aware of a lot of things. That's where training and awareness comes into picture. So, you may not have enough things available, but as long as you're aware of what's happening around, you can still prevent that from happening. Another major challenge that we all face is, the older systems are based on a certain different type of technology. The newer systems are mostly based on, cloud-based models. So the data migration, firstly, it's quite difficult. There's a threat of data loss. There is, a chance that while we are migrating, all aspects may not be migrated. The new system may not be compatible. So, all businesses, let it be any sector, has to be extremely careful of this. And every day we see a new, pattern coming up. So it's quite challenging to keep up with all the patterns, and especially with the increased number of ransomware attacks right now. Companies do not have enough, cybersecurity in place, because Redshift, Amazon Redshift, which most of the companies use as their server, also doesn't have its own cybersecurity in place. So, that's where if a company makes a small mistake or a small miss also, it can affect the whole life cycle of the thing. So that's quite challenging for us.
Just to add on, ma'am, as you explained how technological change can impact it negatively, do you also think there can be a positive side of it? How increased technology can also increase the protection of the systems?
Absolutely. So, because of good technology available for us, in the last 10 years, the FinCrime profile has come up. So if you see prior to 2014, we didn't have much of FinCrime related things, cybersecurity related things. Now with technological advancements, even companies are moving towards new technology. When we do that, it creates a lot of opportunities for all of us. Not just the company, not just the client, but also for the new and up and coming workforce. So like for you guys, right now when I started, I had to do everything manually. You guys have an option to do it just with one click. So life is getting easier for all of us.
Yes, ma'am. I think technology has its negative and positive side, as you clearly explained. Thank you so much for that. I would like to ask if you can share some personal experiences, real life examples that you have faced in the cybercrime industry.
Absolutely. So as you guys might have heard, Kanak, right? Sorry, I'm so sorry. So Kanak. So Kanak was mentioning that I also volunteer to help cybercrime victims. So in the last 4 years, number of cases that we have seen have increased. How many of you have heard of Telegram scam? Nice. How many of you like to invest in crypto? You guys be extra careful, please. So, the Telegram scam happened as a job offer. as a part-time job offer. They would reach out to students, people who are out of work, people who are into consulting, and they would ask you to like some videos. It could be either a YouTube video or a Google review or something like that. They made it sound very innocent. For per like on YouTube, you'll probably get 50 or 100, and same for Google reviews. And this seems very genuine, right? So someone reaches out to you on WhatsApp, they discuss this everything properly, and then they migrate you to Telegram. There you're added to a group, and they give you certain tasks. By task I mean the first task will be go ahead like this video, second task same, and every task you complete you're getting instant money via UPI payments. So you start getting more confidence. Okay, fine. By fourth or fifth task they'll be like, you need to invest 1,000. Once you complete these steps, you would get 3,000. So, then you would get money. Then the next step would be invest 6,000. You would get 10,000. You'd get the money. Suddenly it would move on to, let's invest 35,000. And once you invest that money, they would keep asking you to, ask you to keep putting money. Similarly, we have about 570 people in Bangalore who were a victim of this scam. And about 150, crores are lost in this particular scam just from Bangalore in the last 4 years. So, a small greed, I wouldn't even say greed, 50 rupees mein kya greed? So, but such small opportunities can lead to, people losing 6 lakhs, 10 lakhs, and so on. Similarly, recently I helped a victim, retired army officer, got a call that his name has come up for molesting some girl, 16-year-old girl. He has to come, police is coming to his house, and obviously a well-respected person in the society did not want that to happen middle of the night. So he said, okay, what should I do right now? They said, okay, we'll help you out, let's get on a video call. And that was it. As soon as he got into a video call with them, people are sitting there with fake police uniforms, which looks quite realistic. There are 3 people sitting, 2 pretending to be cops, 1 pretending to be, their so-called lawyer. And 16 hours into that digital arrest, the person lost 74 lakhs. They don't let you access anything. They don't let you, even access a small thing. And my personal, shameful experience, not mine, but my friends got scammed like that. So my friend lives in Mumbai, and obviously, you're there. He found some Tinder date and went on a date. So the girl ordered a couple of drinks. You might have heard about this scam on the news also. It's a very common pattern. So bartenders, the person you're on a date with, everyone is involved. And the bill got stacked up to 37,000 just for 2 shots, 2 drinks, and probably 2 appetizers. The person had to pay it up. You can't go to the cops and say, oh, I was scammed. How were you scammed? Because the issue would come up, you were drunk, you may have ordered, you wouldn't have realized. So, such things keep happening, and we have to be careful.
I think it's, as ma'am explained, it's so important to be aware, as we usually just tend to fall for these silly tricks, 50 rupees, 100 rupees, what can be the big harm? But we don't know where it can lead to. I wish more of us could have heard from you before, because personally I think I would have fallen for it too. As you would have heard a recent case as well about how the same thing with police officers and you've been caught from a scam. But the joke part was that he called up a police officer and it was revealed in the news. So thank you so much, ma'am, for bringing us light into that subject.
So to add to your her story, what really happened was the cop got scammed. Okay, and then it's embarrassment time. Okay, because oh my God, how can I lose 20 lakhs to this? So the amount was not disclosed publicly. In the other, so I'm also a part of FCRF. It's another FinCrime foundation based out of Delhi. So there they were discussing this case. The person is a member of that organization. A lot of cops and ex-cops are there in the organization. So then they came up with a plan. Let's make it sound like we were trying to catch the fraudsters. So they had to do everything possible urgently, stop all the bank transactions, track wherever the money is going. And they found one person and they're like, oh, I didn't get scammed. I was trying to, catch the fraudster. So, yeah, but see, they can do it in 18 hours. They just don't want to do it.
Exactly. That's why this example has really intrigued us, because when it happens to a powerful person, they are able to do it. But if it's happening to a commoner, it just keeps repeating. I think this case explains it all about the cybercrime situation in India right now. To add on, something that we've always been intrigued by is cybersecurity hygiene. Can you explain to us what it actually means?
Okay, before I get into this topic, how many of you repeat passwords for, different sites or different portals? So your best friend from today is LastPass, or move to 2FA, two-factor authentication, and use either Google Authenticator, which is absolutely free of cost. Even Microsoft Authenticator is free of cost. And some of you rich kids, if you can afford a YubiKey, please protect your bank accounts with that. YubiKey is nothing but another multi-factor authentication, and I personally use it. So I cannot access my bank accounts without adding my password. There would be a device match happening. So in the back end, they would be matching my device. That's given for everyone. On top of that, I'll have to, add my YubiKey password, which is nothing but very similar to RSA token. Every 30 seconds your password changes. And only if you have the key, you'll get the password. It's not available online. So Okta is one thing, which has very affordable options for 2FA. In case you guys don't want to invest in that, because right now, not much of, bank information is there. But even if you guys want to be safe about it, just go for a 2FA. Google Authenticator is free of cost. Never share your password with anyone. I know, even I like getting proxy in college, but sometimes you have to do, online attendance. For that, please, either, not saying don't get proxy, but do not share the password. If you do, change your password after that. Then how many of you, in a hurry sometimes leave your laptops unlocked? Smart. Because if you do that in a corporate, it's a direct violation and you will be put in a performance improvement plan. So a lot of corporates follow clean desk policy, especially in FinCrime risk and compliance profiles. For 2 years, I wasn't even allowed to carry my phone on the floor. Christ seemed very chill after that. So yeah, these are some of the things. Apart from that, one advice to all of us, I'm including myself also in this. Whenever we are, meeting someone on social media, a new person, or on a dating website or an app, try not to move to, a different portal. I know how awesome it sounds. Let's move to Snapchat. Let's move to, WhatsApp. Please don't, because then they will send you one link which would go ahead and compromise your whole data. So try not to move from one app to other that easily. Keep continuing on that app. If in case they're asking you too much personal information, or if in case you feel like they're getting, I'm not saying if they're getting extra friendly, always report, but if it's about extra friendly, let's discuss secrets, all that. If you don't want to report, just don't contact the person. Then similarly, be careful of what you're putting up online, because once you put it up, it's very hard to take it off cloud. And for those who have, who want to avail the option of right to be forgotten, it's a very simple step. You can just go fill the form and take the procedure on from there. Also, keep a habit of changing your passwords every 90 days. If you can't do that, then just use something like LastPass. It's nothing but a locker which keeps all your passwords. So all you need to do is, with a fingerprint authentication, you can go ahead and log into any of your accounts. So these are some of the aspects. And when you're going out chilling with your friends on a Saturday night, do not give your devices to anyone. Now your devices have all your bank information. Anyone can move money with just a QR code. And talking about QR codes, whenever we go online, whenever we go outside, if we have to pay a shopkeeper or scan a menu, just be sure what you're scanning, because that's another scam that is going on. They put up fake QRs. Along with that, sometimes they are putting up QRs which already has a malware. So when you go and scan that, malware will be auto downloaded. So just be careful.
As you said, I think none of us usually care so much enough as students. And there's this whole stigma about cybersecurity, cyber hygiene, that it's only for professionals and companies. So what do you think of this stigma? And also, what do you think that we can do better to avoid this?
So firstly, I think that's completely wrong. See, companies would be thinking of themselves as a business. Who's thinking about you guys? There is something called global data protection, and we all follow GDPR. How many of you have heard of DPDA? Sorry. Okay. How many of you think it's active? Smart. So right now our country does not protect us. The only protection we have is under the IT Act, and that only will, like after a very thorough investigation, which may go on for years, the person would get a maximum fine of 5,000 to 50,000. So we don't have anyone protecting us. So we have to think about it, and some of the basic things we just discussed previously in the previous question. Just take care of those things. Always ensure that if you are discarding something. I know, like, no one likes bank statements. No one likes extra documents lying around. You want to discard it, discard it. Shed them properly. Because dumpster diving has started in India as well. So your maids also can go ahead and take your documents. My maid tried doing that 1 year back. Now she's not my maid anymore. I got to know because I've put alerts on my ID. So you also can, contact the credit bureaus and put an alert on your IDs. So let's say anytime your ID is used anywhere, a notification would come to you, is it done by you? And there would be a link, I'm not saying click on every link possible, but when and if this happens, you have options of contacting the credit bureaus and getting all the information. So, why wait for it to happen and then report it? Rather, let's just put, extra vigilance on our IDs now itself. I'm guessing a lot of you have PAN cards already. How many of you check regularly, what is happening on your PAN card? No one? Okay, so 3 things you guys have to do. Firstly, income tax portal. Check what is happening. So there are multiple, reports available that you can download from them. They would call it forms, but these are nothing but just your tax history. Along with that, go to the credit bureaus, go to CIBIL and check, where all, what's your credit score, what is currently showing up under, your IDs and things like that. So even I, because I keep checking it, earlier I didn't. So 2020, I found out that, during COVID time, someone has used my ID and tried taking a loan. Luckily, because there was some name issue with my Aadhaar, it did not get approved. Otherwise, who wants to pay 50 lakhs back? Because these credit bureaus will not give you the money back, no matter what they say. How many of you know what is our recovery rate for a cybercrime? Yeah. In the news now they show that we have reached 67%, but we can only recover, like you said, less than 1%. It's 0.83% of the cases where we can recover the money. Out of those 0.83% cases, 50% of the cases we can only recover partial money. Complete money recovery is impossible. So another challenge, how you were saying in the industry, is asset recovery and who would take the loss. Here, businesses will make sure you guys take the loss. They don't want the loss on them. So they would, their system captures everything. They would come up with 5 data points which show that you knew about it. And businesses, especially in the US, if you're falling for a victim, like falling for a scam a lot, they put you in a vulnerable customer list. That means that the next time this happens, banks have the right to initiate a closure with you. And when a bank initiated closure is cited to a customer, their credit score, let's say if it was 750, would drop down exactly to 250. You can't recover back from that for the next 7 years because that's your credit refresh cycle. So be very careful of what things are out there.
I think ma'am has perfectly explained the quote that we've all heard. Better to be safe than sorry. Thank you so much, ma'am. Before we move on to the final question, I would like to open the forum to the audience. You feel free to ask questions to ma'am directly. Do we have any questions?
So while you guys are thinking of the question, let's do an activity on your phone. Just Google yourselves and tell me, do you see anything which you didn't know Google already, like Google was showing as a search result for you? It can be, let's say, any event that you attended, any picture from back in the day, or any article that you posted, something that you liked. So let's just see what comes up.
As we wait for the audience, I personally have already done that. And I saw a random picture of me from an event that I'm attending. It's not professional. It's an event, it's a family event. And I was very shocked of how that got into Google. Do you think, and I chose to ignore it because I think who would want to scam me? What are they going to get? That's what all of us would think, right? So do you think I'm doing something wrong from a student perspective?
No. See, a lot of our relatives like to keep their profiles public. Yeah. And even a lot of our friends, the influencer kind, they would keep their profile public. All they are doing is, making not just their data, but everyone they tag, their data also available, online. So similarly, I never knew up until 2 years ago that, other blogs that I used to write during Christ College, as a student, you started something, then you forgot about it, you didn't write. Those blogs were also available. So I was quite shocked. And then I also saw a few fake profiles under my name. Yeah, because now now I know 3 more Chhavi Lambas, real people, I confirm personally. But 10 years ago, I only knew one Chhavi Lamba. And the profile is created 2011. They didn't know where exactly I am from. So they just wrote the state name, not the city name. Shifted to Bangalore 2011, to Christ University. All this is there, but that's not me at all.
Do we have any questions from the audience?
So I just had one question. As individuals, you suggested some tips we can follow. So what if we are opening a small business? As the threats you mentioned, technology is one of the threats, and for small businesses, they can't afford advanced technologies to prevent cybercrime, and ensure cybersecurity. So what are the other steps they can do to, small businesses, what they can do?
Absolutely. So again, for small businesses, like you rightly pointed out, budget is a big constraint, and not just for small businesses. A lot of startups out there also struggle with the same thing. So what is happening is, there are services. How fraud as a service is available for $39. You pay a bit more, let's say about $200. You go ahead and you get the whole pack. By the pack I mean you get certain cybersecurity controls. You get the tool will actually make you compliant, or at least tell you if you're compliant with the privacy rules, if you're compliant. Basically the tool does a threat analysis. So these are some of the options. Otherwise, my personal suggestion is do not invest in such tools. Go ahead and let's say you're a shopkeeper. You really need that. but you need to be sure that the QR that you're putting up over there is not easily accessible for someone to just replace it. Then you have to make sure that your client list, even the shopkeeper I buy water from, has all details about everyone he delivers water to, their phone number, their addresses. Now my name, phone number, and address is a very important thing. And I wouldn't want it to be compromised. So, keeping confidentiality is very important, and always be sure who you are employing. Because, nowadays fraudsters do go ahead and, send in people to work in different, and they won't even send in people. It's just that, the employees, after COVID, everyone has become very greedy. Everyone thinks about money all the time. So they would sell these data packets. So, that is one thing that they have to be confidentiality and just good cyber hygiene. So that would really help. Please have a seat.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that wonderful questions, and thank you, ma'am, for answering that wonderfully. I think none of us are so aware of this topic, and we think that this cannot affect our daily lives because we're just students. But as you've made us aware, it's genuinely very fascinating to hear and scary to hear what situation we are here in right now. One more question.
Hi ma'am, myself Ravi. So previously I was working as an advocate. So what happened is I came to know like one of my client. So I'm not disclosing it exactly. So he was involved in this particular digital fraud. So what happened is his 1 crore amount was transferred into multiple accounts. Like once the amount got out, it was transferred into a remote places that year, and the police could not able to recover this particular money. And what happened is they are freezing the intermediaries accounts. So at the end, the client could not able to recover the money, and they have caught one person. He is saying that 5 lakhs is the amount which is at max recover. So from a perspective of the banks or anything, what is the bank's development or the banking system's advancements in preventing of this particular thing, when the money is flowing out, right? So is there any checking process where we can revert back the money or any of such a mechanism in place?
So to answer, it's quite easy for us to recover money. It doesn't take much time. Please have a seat, no worries. So it doesn't take much time, but here we have to keep in mind that this happened in India. Indian banks do not go ahead and do those many investigations. So if you see, HDFC investigation team, it's a team of 20 people. Do you really think they can handle all investigations coming in, all over India? For a whole country, they have 20 people, no systems, nothing. Bare minimum systems. And our cybercrime, unit, when was it, if I may ask?
It was exactly one and a half year back.
Okay, so 6 months ago, there's an advancement that was made. Now they have started looking at 2 or 3 levels. But earlier, they would only look at the first account where your money went. So your client, when his money went to, fraudster's account, they only looked at the first account. From there, when we are integrating the money or, basically, placing the money into different accounts, that's when our cybercrime unit stops the investigation. The reason being, they don't have budget. So we don't have enough budgets for our departments to go ahead and complete an investigation. But this option is there. Let's say, your amount for him, I don't know why they didn't do it, because he falls under the threshold. So if your amount is above 75 lakhs, they will try to go up to level 3, to go ahead and recover. But again, fraudsters are very smart. They know our laws very well. I would say better than us. Because, you need to know the loopholes. And they know how to move the money fast. And time is very crucial. So if there is a delay in reporting, I'm sure the victims would be too distorted to report right that minute. But that is an ideal situation. Anyone should be doing that. But if in case, the report is even 1 day delayed, by now your money has gone to 10 different accounts. How much can you recover? Also, there are certain banks, especially ICICI Bank Chembur branch, which is known for, colluding with the fraudsters. So all their staff members are involved with the fraudsters. They help them move the money, and that's when bank investigations do not move further. So that's why banks themselves have to have proper trainings in place, proper checks in place, so that internal fraud does not happen. Indian banks do not follow that much of this.
Thank you so much for that question. Thank you, ma'am. One final question from the audience, please.
Good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Rahul.
Hi.
I'm doing my MCom in International Finance. So I had a doubt is that me as a person, how should I pursue career in the risk field? So what should I do?
Okay, that's a very good question. Let me just, please have a seat. So when it comes to, my profile, and when I say FinCrime, risk and compliance go hand in hand. So you have first level of defense, second level of defense, third level of defense, and then audits. So you have multiple options available. FinCrime itself, or let's say risk, how you asked. So, if you want to get into operational risk, the course you are doing is absolutely right for it. Christ, you guys wouldn't realize right now, but while you're working, someday, a bell will ring in your head. Oh my God, my college had prepared me for this. So even now, I keep getting those surprises that, if it wasn't for our college, I wouldn't know certain things. So Christ, for operational risk and strategic risk is very good. If you want to pursue, or any of you want to pursue something in FinCrime or compliance, there are multiple certifications available. And now when I talk about FinCrime, it has 15 different aspects. Money laundering, terrorist financing, then you have your data privacy, you have your cyber security, you have forgery, you have KYC, many things. You guys need to figure out what you want to start with. See, whatever you start with will definitely not be the end journey that you end up in. But you all have to start somewhere. And to start in FinCrime field in India, it's a tough journey. Okay, you guys have to decide, do you want to get into ops roles, or do you want to get into startups? Learning would be less, but then you guys would get day shifts. So coming to your question again, if in case you want to take up some extra additional certifications apart from what Christ has suggested, then you can look at probably ACFE. So Association of Certified Fraud Examiners. So here we do forensic audits as well. So for that it comes in handy a lot when it comes to risk. And similarly, it comes in handy for other aspects like fraud and all that also. For those who want to get into money laundering or terrorist financing, I would say go for ACAMS. ACAMS is one of the most beautiful programs out there. A bit tough. Keep in mind that none of these programs can be started, or these certifications cannot be started until you graduate from college. Because even after you graduate from college, there's a good chance that you may not meet the required criteria. So ideally, after graduation, they expect 1 year or 2 years of work experience. But if in case you don't want to wait, if you have good certification, like Christ provides a lot of certificate courses, so that can also earn you good credit for being eligible in the criteria. You need to have 40 points. So every aspect, your school education, your college education will have certain points assigned to it. So these are some of the certifications. For those who are, who want to pursue the field but not sure exactly where, I would suggest do ACFCS. It's, CFCS is nothing but Certified FinCrime Specialist. So there you're getting trained in everything. And you'll have a specialization in each thing. Then you can decide where to pursue. Or if someone wants to just learn on the job, that's completely fine. Start researching. There's a lot happening in the market, and to be honest, researching which company is good enough is not sufficient anymore. You need to find out which department, what all does the company do, what all departments do they have. We have a lot of alumni. Contact the alumni. So many of them are sitting in GS, Deloitte, EY. They will help you out. We all help out each other as and when required. So you reach out to any alumni, say I'm a Christ student, I wanted information on this thing, or I want some guidance. They would be more than happy to guide you. So the departments you guys join right now, would decide, is the journey going to be easy, is the journey going to be difficult, or stagnant. By stagnant I mean there are certain companies who do not give good hike. Never look at it from a package perspective. I'm sure teachers would also, suggest the same thing. You have to look at it where your learning is the most. Because if you learn properly, money would follow. Maybe, 2 years down the line, 4 years down the line, but the money would follow. So just, explore different things. Christ gives a lot of opportunities for different workshops. So I heard today a Deloitte workshop is happening. Thank you so much for those who skipped it and came here, but I would have attended that. So, these kind of things are very important. Right now you have a lot of resources available for free, let me just add. Because once you leave college and you are joining any corporate, your corporate is not going to give you free subscriptions to these, access to certain tools, or a huge library to just go and read things. So, your best friend is your knowledge. For those who want to, the extra smart ones who want to do CPA and all, please go ahead. CPA you can start right after college. But yeah, it's a difficult course. So whatever you guys are doing, just decide, be sure, because you're investing money, you're investing your time. Not wrong in exploring things, but right now I think at this stage, even if you're exploring, why invest money and explore? There's so much data available online. Try to read, find out what you like, and then move forward to a certification. For you, I personally feel you don't require any other extra certifications. For risk, you can we have a lot of options in the placements itself. So you guys can go there. So I heard HSBC comes to Christ now. They are looking for about 250 people in the next 2 years, just for one particular fraud process. So that hiring would start next year, probably by April or May. So I'm sure they're going to come to Christ itself. By then, till these companies come, just keep preparing yourself and do not invest in certifications. Like if you see something on social media, this webinar is happening, pay 99. No, those are fake webinars. You won't get any information. There's just a video link that you would be joining, and you have given up your account details. So, try to be careful. Also, another thing, Christ puts a lot of importance in, learning Word, PPT, like PowerPoint presentations. Don't take it lightly. This is going to be your bread and butter down the line. Those who are weak in Excel, please, learn Excel right now. Those who are good in Excel, learn Power BI. So Power BI is another tool that every company uses. And see, if you guys are not sure that you want to get into the operational or the procedural side of FinCrime or cybersecurity, you can always get into the data side of it. So if you are good with your analytics, go to data analytics. Every company would need that. You can explore multiple different aspects within different industry. So, data can be your specialization. So think of it that way. Thank you.
One last question.
Hi, I am Vignesh. I'm a LLM student. It's like 4 months before the inform us the company send mail, fake mails. It's not because of some other third party send many mails based on the data of Infosys. It's like appointment order. And then if you see the Google also, many data hack will be there. What will be the measure? There will be a big giant company get hacking, then data will be not protected there only. How about the small? And another question will be, we are the law students. How will it be helpful for this course for law students in this field?
Okay, so to answer your second question first, please have a seat. You have heard of Jindal College. So 2 years back, the professors as well as students of Jindal, they came to ACFCS and they were not sure, their students have learned enough. So they asked ACFCS for some specializations or certifications. So a lot of LLM students do go for ACFCS. You guys are eligible because you're already doing your masters. And there are certain courses like crypto law, e-discovery and investigations, IT Act. Don't invest in DPDP right now, not coming up. So, there are a lot of things. For you guys, go for ACFCS. Or you can, if you want to make compliance law your forte, you can do some certification. So I did a certification from Fordham Law University, New York. It was a program on compliance and ethics. So I did the summer program with them. And see, to be honest, there are two options. You can either go to New York or do a mini version of that same summer program sitting in India. That program is not that expensive, gives you good exposure. And just to give you guys an example, the kind of people who were in that session with me were the current head of fraud for Airbnb, international paper company, ex-legal head. We all know why he became the ex, but yeah. So, there are multiple options available for you guys. And when it comes to law and FinCrime, you guys are already on the right track. Come on, we have to get a law degree to get the money you guys get for our work. But you guys are already right there, and anything extra you guys want to do, just get specialized in the acts we have going on. So I'm sure you guys wanna do you guys wanna continue corporate itself, right?
Yeah.
Perfect then. You guys will make money. You have an option to also go with Cam and Sam. Cyril something and the other one. But they hire a lot of price tags. And they would pay for your certification. So clear your MBA like LLM. Go with them and let them pay for it.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Wait. I'm so sorry about your first question. So, when these big companies have a data leak, they'll just show you policies in place. Their internal audit would happen, let's say 6 months or 12 months down the line. You would just be, a glitch in the report. Basically, okay, this aspect was not matched. They are not going to do anything to help you recover your data, compensate you for the data loss, forget about it. No company will pay the money. So these big companies ethically do have a responsibility, but at the end of the day, everyone looks at it as, see, my main work is how to put risk or the loss on other. And I've been doing that for the last 10 years. So even when I was beginning of my career investigating a case, the procedures are set in such a way that, I would blame the customer for it because the procedure is telling me to. So, you have to follow your SOPs. Ethically, they are responsible, but we all know how the market works. So no one's going to help you out.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for answering that question so beautifully. And we love how you were so realistically explaining it with your personal experiences. So it actually means so much to us. Thank you again to the audience as well, as beautiful questions were asked. And thank you, it's truly my pleasure to be your moderator for the day. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, ma'am, for that insightful session. Your words have not only given us knowledge, but also reminded us of the importance to stay alert in this online world. We hope you leave with new insights, thoughtful questions, and a deeper understanding that this is just the beginning. We have many more exciting sessions lined up for the year. Let's continue to learn and thrive together. I am Kanak, your MC, signing off for the day.